record this. You know what I'm saying? I better record this. I am now recording this. I'm gonna get yelled at by all the guys. So we'll get this kind of kicking and working. Let me get Ray on the Discord here. I think he's like restarting his computer or whatever. While he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure our displays are working. Get this ugly face out of here. Maybe. Maybe. Testing. There we go. Waiting on Ray, guys. Where's Ray at? Where's Ray at? Where is he at? Where you at, bro? Alright. Let's get him going there.
I switched over.
There we go. Does this work? I
Oh, there
see.
we go.
I see you, dude.
There we go. Okay, now it's all working fine.
That's cool. You might not see me, but that's perfectly fine. Because I'm streaming on OBS, so it's streaming to the Twitch people. So hey, Twitch people, can you guys hear Ray? Give me a 69 if you could hear Ray. 69? Anybody?
69, 40.
I think they could yeah, they could hear us. Okay, cool. So Ray, I am just showing you off right now. I'm trying to make this bigger, but hey, I'm not gonna be picky. We'll make it work like this, bro. So last weekend, how let me ask you this. How are you feeling this week?
Oh man, I'm super excited. It was quite the high, honestly, the entire event, and been riding that since then. For instance, that day after, and I think I mentioned it in the interview about how I only slept like 4 hours the night before. It managed to get me till 2 a.m. getting back home after driving around all day. So that yeah,
Oh,
there was a lot of
dude.
hype.
Oh, wow. So why did you only get like 4 hours of sleep? Was that just like prepping before the event, or were you just kind of running late, or just all the above?
I was actually in Colorado the weekend before on a snowboarding trip, and so got back from that on Tuesday night and like that. Was getting the car ready. I wanted to get some of the finish up putting the interior back in it, and then I had to mount tires and a few other things, get everything loaded up. So I knew that was going to take forever. Ended up taking until I think like 10 o'clock at night, and basically got a shower, ate some dinner, and headed out on the road. Slept in the Walmart parking lot around the corner and around the corner from the track. And there just to hang out and party all day.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
it
And
was my
that
own stupid fault. I do it a lot.
and that's cool. And just so you know, if we do get disconnected, just join the Discord again. I'll get you back in here. But yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, again, I know we haven't really had many. I really wouldn't. I mean, I know this is a comp, but DISL is more of like entertainment, and it's as you know, like dudes aren't qualifying or nothing serious like that. But to kind of see like the guys kind of get paired up that morning, we kind of get excited, right? So, I mean, do you remember? Can we kind of break down your top 32? Do you kind of remember who you went up against?
Yeah. So to start it off, kicked it off with being up with Brett Leone. Uh, he's in the red E46, lowered three-piece wheels, caged, all that good looking stuff. Very nice looking car. And we actually, it's funny because I've seen him drive for it's a couple of years now, I would say, and I haven't driven with him. We hadn't tandem together before. It was just one of those things that happens, and it's surprising how often it happens in this sport. Um, but yeah. So we matched up, and then kind of got some practice throughout the day. We didn't actually end up driving together during practice, which was it just sometimes things happen like that. A lot of the day was spent figuring out the track with solo runs for myself and most other people. Spent some time working with Josh and I, which you see us driving together all the time.
All the time,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, we were trying to figure out how do we even tandem this track in the rain, and with the huge difference in grip between there's basically like three or four different levels of grip throughout the course, and we were getting that figured out. And it wasn't until probably only got 10 more laps in after that with people, so it just didn't happen to line up with Brett. But needless to say, we both talked beforehand where we got everything straight. We knew we were out there for a reason, but we were also cognizant we were trying to get it all figured out, and yeah, put on a good show that with him. That was there was I think he had a spin in the follow, which kind of in a lot of cases steals the deal. But had some good runs. He had laid down a killer lead, phenomenal lead. I don't know. I would say that one thing that you'll hear me say probably every single time is just how good of a lead everyone was putting down. I think that that's something I was really surprised by, especially with some of the guys with some of the lower experienced guys. Everyone laid down a really consistent, good, clean lead that made it so that as in the follow position, you can really shine. You can really make it look good, make it really entertaining, keep it tight. And I couldn't have asked for a better lead from Brett. And then on the other side, I was trying to continuously always try to run it wide, keep the door open. Definitely want people coming in, touching it, having fun, keeping it close, keeping it tight as much as possible. So that was good. But I know that there was big grip issues out there, especially in the infield. So he had a good chase, but I was pretty happy to get the win there, and yeah, it was just a really good fun run. I mean, even it was nice being excited about it, together after the fact as well.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. No. I mean, actually, it's funny that you kind of talk about that because it was raining, but the follow runs, throughout the entire show were good. So is that really kind of like, hey, we gave you guys enough practice to kind of like really get your lines down? Or was it just like the caliber of driver, or kind of like the latter? I mean, you kind of tell me I mean, you won the event. What did you kind of, what was your experience like? Like, did you get enough practice, or was it that like, hey, how are we going to do this because of the rain?
Yeah. So it was initially it was a lot of how are we going to do this. I know that I was watching other people, sure other people were watching other people to try and figure out kind of how this course flows in the rain, because it's entirely different from when it flows in the dry. And it was it was a lot of like incremental making steps of, oh, let's try this out, oh, let's try that out, to see what needs to be done to get the flow through the course. And like one of the issues was coming out of the infield, getting up into the bank. It was hard to build speed going down that straightaway on the transition, and so we got practice laps in, started to figure out, okay, this is kind of how you can run this area so that you can actually get out to each outer zone and still make it all the way up on the wall, because it was a struggle. It was a struggle to get the speed to get up there, and so having a good number of laps, especially in the rain, where it's not normal for us to be driving in those conditions. It's not the track doesn't drive anywhere near the same way. It really does turn it into a different track in a lot of ways because of all the different levels and grip and how it flows. So like the line that I was taking, I know like I wouldn't take that line in the dry, for instance,
Yeah.
through the infield actually, just to make it so that I would have enough speed going on the straightaway. So having the laps to kind of do that trial and error to figure out what works for you, what works for your car, and then especially being able to have some time to get some good tandems in to see, okay, this is how it's going to flow in tandem as well. It was a really nice amount of time. We definitely got a good number of laps to be able to get to figure it out. I would say that it of course could always be longer. It's always nice to get more laps. Always more fun that way too. To go out, have fun, get more good runs in. But I think it was like the right amount of time to where everyone got it figured out. I didn't see anyone struggling to learn it after that point, so that was good.
Awesome. That's good to hear. I always like to kind of hear that feedback because it's it's important for us as the organizer, right, to kind of really get real time feedback from drivers. Just so that hey, for the next course that we're gonna kind of throw your guys' way, we want to make sure that the flow is there, that the close tandems are there, especially with what we're trying to do with DISL. I think it makes it very exciting. But with that, hold that thought. I'm not sure if you have another screen. I want to pull this up here. We're gonna go ahead and look at this
Oh,
play.
I like this.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull this up really quick. And this is the first run that Ray was kind of breaking down here for us people. So let's go ahead and watch this here really quick. And then I'll get your take and on it, Ray, if that's all right. So give me a second
Okay.
here. Let's go ahead and press play.
He said he's going to be sticking around. We'll see him at the following rounds, no doubt.
Yeah, and I like to start. I know that a lot of times we do like chicane starts, which I like too because it keeps it even. But and it probably would have been beneficial, especially whenever I know when Ryan and I went together, when with not having a second gear. I know that you'll see whenever we get to that run, me kind of take off.
Okay, so here you go. You're leading, obviously. We got Brett behind you, Leone from the Pittsburgh area. You're running. I mean, that was a really good line. You got. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but you get a little bit more aggressive. But let's break down this. What's going on in the infield now? Is it like you're just being very careful, or?
I was warning every guy that I was running with that as I was coming through there, not on that transition left, but the transition right, that I was having difficulty sitting at lock. I couldn't get out of it, so I was really muscling the car to get it to come over because of how slippery it was, and it just wanted to hang out and stay there.
Okay, cool. So when would you do that? Is that like right on grid? You're like, yo, dude, like this is what's up.
Yep. So before each run, we would sit there and talk and say, hey, this is what I'm doing here. This is what I'm doing here. And the two things, whereas that transition right, and then the very last corner coming up towards the finish line, there's a strip of dry where it would grip up really hard and throw the car straight. So sometimes you could stay on throttle and kind of let it hang out. Sometimes you swing it up to the wall, let it come back down, and then kind of swing it up a little bit. You'll see like a little fishtail waggle thing. And we would just get that cleared up, or you would could end it soon, and we get that stuff cleared up beforehand. So I knew like, oh, I should leave space here, and then here just be more weary of if there's going to be an issue or something like that.
Okay, cool. So I guess I'm not sure what happened here. They're kind of taking a little. There we go. There's a second run here. I think you're following now. And Brett's like looking back, like, "Yo, dude, don't hit me or something."
Yeah, people think that they don't have room. They always have room. I won't be in the way.
Okay. So he's like looking. You can literally see his helmet kind of looking back at where you're at. But there we go. I mean, he's putting the car where it needs to go. It seems like you have a little bit more grip than he does.
Yeah, I have a little bit more. I'm running 27 psi. I don't really know how much of a difference it made too much in the wet. But I also do have good alignment and stuff like that in the rear, and that's the big thing is having some good alignment back there.
Okay.
I know that with how low Brett is, I don't know, he might not have zero camber. He doesn't have a whole lot, but with it being that low, your suspension geometry is a little bit off, and so it doesn't quite have as much grip. But like I said, in the rain, it didn't seem to matter quite as much. But yeah, that and I was also running. I was actually considering putting some toe in the rear on the car before the event, but I ended up just leaving it zero because it was already that way, and that's fine.
It worked. It ended up working out. So okay, so Brett Leone, right? This is the top 32. We're going into the final 16, right? You the final 16. Who did you meet then?
So then up in the final 16. So let me think. The next battle was from there. So we got a huge one. We got Tyler. The next battle from there. Geez, testing my memory right now.
I am. It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago, bro.
It wasn't that long ago, and it's funny because like after that first run, like that's when you start getting hype, like and it becomes more of a blur with all the adrenaline going,
No, absolutely. So I'll refresh your memory. So the final 16 actually happened to be a newcomer, and the new right hand drive S13 180, whatever you want to call it. His name is Hugh John. So Hugh John, I think he's actually in the Twitch. So he was like, I think it's him.
Yeah. I remember that. I was just like, am I jumping ahead right here? Because I know it was Hugh John, it was Ryan, it was Colton, and it was Alec. So I was like, I feel like I'm missing something here. Yeah. Nobody expected that dude's second event. I don't believe it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. So we saw him at opening day, and we knew that we were kind of like losing some drivers because of cars are not ready or parts are not coming in time. So DK Derek King is like, yo, dude, like let's what's up with this dude? So we watched him all opening day, and we were like, yo, dude, can you get your car done? And he looked at us and got it done in a week, and he showed up with his 180 on stage wheels, and he got it wrapped and it looks good. But yeah, I haven't actually watched this one. I was obviously back in the production booth, kind of hanging out with the team and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and kind of watch this one. I'll turn the volume up on this, and then we'll kind of break it down if that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Hugh Johns, I was honestly, like I said, after I found out after the event that he was apparently his second event, I was like, no way, because he was shredding. Like his lead was way too good for somebody.
No fear, no fear, dude. No fear, just no fear. So here we go. We'll go to it here.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
So I think his car is a stock SR powered Origin Raceline kit. He had just gotten it all wrapped up and ready to go. Good flick on entry. And I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna spin or something like here. He's like, nope, I'm good. I got this. And he kept it nice and smooth.
He's working it. He's working it.
Yeah, he's working it. You can see there's some little things you can see where it's like, oh yeah, like he's not quite as smooth, but like he was whipping it though, so it didn't even matter. And stay railing on it. You can limit around SR20 up through the corner. Swings it out, and like I thought, when I saw his wheel way over angle like that, no, he's like, no, he's fine. And apparently he looked over and was like, at that point,
he's right there.
Yeah. He was super exciting. I love y'all see me do that a lot. He was super excited, putting hands out the window, cheering. It was.
Yeah, he was hyped. He got hyped. So he got hyped. He saw you there knocking on his door, and he was like, "Yo, dude, this is fun." I got a little bit worried when he kind of did one of these towards the end there. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. I'll bill y'all for the rap.
And I always try and it's weird because every time you go up against go ride with somebody, you kind of got to learn what they're gonna do in situations. And so I hadn't driven with Hugh John before, so it was like, okay, well, let's figure out what he's kind of doing in each situation. So at the beginning of the course, it's tougher than at the end of the course.
Absolutely. Like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm very excited to kind of see his progression, throughout the season.
Seeing that right there where he shot right out there with me, like you can tell he knows what the line he needs to be on. He's trying to follow as much as he can. And this is just something that's going to come with time where you're kind of predicting the lead driver's inputs before they do it. But he's following the line. Like he's on the same exact thing that I'm doing.
He's just working that wheel, dude. You could just see him working it,
Yeah.
But
he's not a whole lot. He's like kind of keeping it constant. I'm not trying to walk away. I'm trying to keep it nice and wide for him. But he's just slowly making little tiny mistakes that ultimately kind of put him back there towards the end. But it's completely understandable whenever you need a lot of experience tandeming to really be comfortable in that position and consistently be good to go.
No, absolutely. So huge on that's the final 16 battle. Obviously you moved on to that, and then we go to, I think it's 1:30. I actually nerded out earlier, and I started looking for all of your highlights here, I guess, and it's right around here. So it's right around here, I think. Give me a second here. Yeah, it's with your teammate. So this is with LaVerse, right?
So this is actually the one more time battle. And then there was the first. So there was the first battle, which was good. But then the second battle was that was a really
so this battle was ran twice.
Yep. So if you go back.
Let's go back a little bit.
Yep, keep going back.
I did not catch that. My bad.
I can't remember if it was before. I guess it was after they started. Maybe that was the.
Yeah, I think it's this one right here.
Yep, I think you're right. So this is whenever it started drying up a little bit. Had a lot more grip coming off the start, and so I was throwing it deeper.
And I remember shortly before this, Ryan's car was having issues, obviously, right?
Yeah, he blew up second. I think in his top 32 battle. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, he blew up second. Or no, he blew it up earlier in the day, so he was just that's what it was. He blew up second earlier in the day, so he was really just making first and third work.
Correct. And
And he was
I looked at him. I was like, you got 5 hours to put your car together. I mean, you could do a training swap if you want, but it was raining. But yeah, I mean, all hands, hey, thumbs up to Ryan Laverse for going out there and still being part of the show, making it to the final 8 without third gear? No third gear.
without second gear.
Without second gear. My bad. So the dudes
And you'll see like, this run, and I'm really glad this run went one more time because like I didn't know what to expect with Ryan with only having third gear because like he's got to be in it and stay in it,
Got
and
it.
he was.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was and Ryan has been nervous in the lead a lot, but now he's just coming out this year, he's 100% more confident in his car. You can tell he's more comfortable, and it was immediately as soon as he entered, you could tell that he was really comfortable and good to go. Even though he's dealing with struggling the car up through third gear, he was more excited than anything. Getting super far out to the wall, it set him up really nice because he was just staying in it, keeping those tires lit and going fast. And seeing that smack on the door at the end,
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
whole. He was, oh man, there.
That's a good attitude, man. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Like no second gear and still in the final 8 and just wanting to be part of the show. That's pretty awesome. And then we'll kind of go. You make it to the final 4, obviously, and that's at
Yeah,
one.
one more time battle between Ryan and I.
Oh, there's a one. Oh, so they won more time. Oh, I see it right here. Okay. So let's watch that.
Yep.
So it's right here.
And I see TXRX's whoever put in the chat. Yeah, it's
STR.
100%. He said those Heatmaker knuckles were a night and day difference with the level of confidence he has in his car. How
Oh,
comfortable
wow.
he is.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, and then I see Hugh John says you
He's
cheated.
been struggling to get into third gear right there. I wish I would have known, or I would have let up a little bit, but I'm glad it didn't because that picture right there with my lens breaking off, like I drugged the wall right there. I had no idea at the time. Josh pointed out to me at the end of the event. We looked back and we're like, "Oh, there's a broken tail light."
Oh man,
And,
you didn't even feel it.
And Ryan closes the gap really quickly. I was
does.
struggling to put on the wall, but it's fine. But Ryan's closing his gap, and he is just keeping this hard charging. And he's always been like super aggressive in the chase. And like rocket ships onto my door. You can see some of the marks and stuff from him. And I've done my share of damage to his car. You can see it on the front right of his car. But he's super aggressive chase, and it's really, really exciting how good his leads are now.
That's awesome.
So with this run, it's just an absolutely stellar lead, and so it's leaving the door open. For me to
I guess
just
they call
get in
you
there.
Ray the Robot. I'd call you the Animal, and we'll get into that. I mean, we'll get into that in a second. I'll show you guys exactly why. Because I rewatched it several times.
And I know that us being in Bobby's crew, like big, nice, good flick, good angle. It's nice because you shoot down that bank and you can really throw it out there really hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
right here. This looks awesome.
This lead is impeccable.
This
It's
looks
fast,
awesome.
it's flowy.
Whoa, look at that. You're also very aggressive as well. And then, the animal doing animal things. You talk about him being a hard charger. Look at you.
And he touched the ball with everything else.
It's like you want to eat him.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping the camera would have caught this, so we went off screen right here, pulled over in the staging lane, and got pulled up next to it, got out, immediately got out. He got out, we hugged, like it was just.
That's awesome.
I don't know how to describe how much energy there was. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. I could only imagine the adrenaline kind of pumping inside of you, right? And that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. Not to give credit or nothing like that to Street League. I really want to give the credit to the entertainers, which is you guys and the drivers, right? Because you guys are really putting on the show. Yeah, we'll design the tracks and stuff like that, and I remember Volume 1 and Volume 2, dudes were complaining about the track. And then, we ran it in virtual and people practiced it and stuff like that. But obviously, Volume 3, in the rain, it's mastered. It's a track that you guys have mastered, and you know, us the staff were like trying to say, hey, how do we challenge you guys? You know, like what else can we put together? And I could tell you with confidence that we are putting some new track layouts together that I think are going to challenge you guys, and you're going to hate us once again next volume. So we'll stay tuned for that one. Okay, so we're at the final 16. You win. Final 8, which goes one more time, and you win. And now you're in the final 4. And in the final 4, you meet with a guy that's no stranger to kill care, right? Colton Terrell. Colton Terrell, great looking car. There's something up with in his head too. I don't know what it is, but I always like to ask, like, you know, you guys, I think you guys come from like extreme motor, you know, other sports and motorsports and stuff like that. I know that Colton was a motocross guy, right? He also played. He was a drummer in like a hardcore band. But what about you? Like, let's talk about you, Ray. Since you're here, you were just in Colorado, jumping off helicopters and skiing and shit, or what?
So I grew up racing dirt bikes since I was 6 years old, and that was kind of my thing until I was about 14, 15. I moved around a lot. I was in a military family.
Okay.
I moved up and down the East Coast. I actually lived in Japan for 2.5 years. That's always
really?
an interesting subject because there's I got a lot of
Like Okinawa or what?
what was that?
In Okinawa or just in?
Actually, so we lived in Zushi. My mom was stationed in Yokosuka, so we were just south of Yokohama,
Okay.
and it was so
But
it was right around Tokyo.
you were a little kid. You were a little kid though. Was this you as a little kid, or was this like, were you a teenager?
I was 10 to 12, 10 to 12 years old.
Okay.
I went over there in like 5th grade and got back almost in 8th grade. So not like
Okay.
it would be entirely different now, but it was something where I was just a kid, you know, going and playing. I remember going down to the riding my bike down to the beach, you know, riding off base, going down around town, going down to the park. It was just like, I mean, I love Japan, but I could go on for days on this one.
Awesome. So Bobby's crew has some kind of roots going back to Japan. Didn't know that. That's very interesting. Very interesting fact by this military brat.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, dude. That's always good to hear. So you're a little kid, okay? So you're into dirt biking. You're into motocross. When did the whole car thing kind of start for you?
Yeah, so got dirt biking. I had an injury, and it became kind of more of a past thing, and then went to college, and so I kind of just stuck with. I was doing students and BMXing, not like nothing crazy, just riding my bike around, and doing snowboarding and stuff like that, and then just kind of whatever other activities. But those are the two main sports. And in college, I ended up getting bought my first car, and then ended up going through college and got a job up here at GM and moved up to Detroit. And initially I was into kind of the road racing stuff, and it was like I was starting to slowly building my car, my STI, as a road racer, just like incrementally making small improvements until I was ready to go do like NASA racing or something like that. That was on my mindset. But then I had an opportunity to trade my E46. I had a 323 CI automatic daily driver. Traded that for an S14 with an RB20 swap in it, and actually came out to your guys' event back.
RB20. Ugh.
RB20. You might remember it spilled its guts at the end of the day. It was at Grissom Air Force Base.
Yeah, that might. Yeah. I mean, like that must have been like what, 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I believe it was. I believe it was 2015. Yeah, it was 2015. It was maybe 2016. Maybe it was 2016. It was early 2016. It was March 2016, if I remember correctly. Now.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what drifting was. I had no idea what a drift, how to do a drift. I was like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. So
that's
met some guys at GM that kind of showed me the way. Actually, it was Tyler Clokey was
Okay.
the one that was sitting there in the passenger seat yelling at me until I figured it out, and then kind of got it going from
Awesome,
there.
dude.
Um,
So, I mean, yeah,
and
I mean, if we want to say 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, in 5 years, I would say that's pretty good, right? But in those 5 years, I mean, I'm sure you've spent your share amount of money kind of traveling, going to events, uh, cooking the tires up. I mean, staying in crappy hotels or Airbnbs or whatever.
back in the bank.
Let me ask you this question. I mean, do you regret any of it?
Nothing at all. I mean, after getting involved in drifting, I mean, this was motocross. This is motocross to me growing up. Just in a, I don't have to beat my body up all the time. I don't have to worry about going to the hospital. I don't have to worry about
Jesus.
breaking my arm. I don't have
Yeah.
to do it. I don't have to worry about concussions anymore. Like it's fantastic, and you still get 90% of the thrill. About the only thing we don't get is jumps. But I do have a car over at Ebisu for that, so eventually I'm gonna be dropping that thing. So we'll see what
Awesome,
happens.
dude. Yeah, yeah,
Whenever,
that'll be cool.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I've been talking to like the Drift Indie staff, and like for the longest time, myself and TR, we've like talked about like, yo, dude, like let's do a Japan trip, and like I think it'd just be like a blast. I know a lot of people have done it and kind of gone out there, and obviously with like 2020, that's kind of slowed things down. But yeah, I think that would be kind of cool to go out there with a group of people and just kind of like go back to where it did start, right? I think that'd be kind of awesome to experience. Plus,
it
I
is.
love
It really
plus I
is.
love sushi,
Yeah,
right?
Ebisu is a magical place. I was there in Japan for a month just backpacking around
Awesome.
after I got laid off a couple years ago, and it was a month straight just going all around Japan, and met. I mean, this is a whole story. Met some Polish guys at Daikoku Fuko, I believe is the name of the parking area. It's outside of Yokohama. Met some Polish guys there that happened to be like, oh yeah, we're going to Ebisu like tomorrow. We're just swinging through here on the way, and I'm like, I want to come up there. I'm going there no matter what. But like,
Let's
they
go.
just made. I mean, they made it's the Gobla. And the Dorminati drift crew is the guy the drift crew, and they showed me around.
Awesome.
Took me out in the KZX 100. I mean, it's insane walking through that place. Drift cars left, right, up,
Yeah.
down,
And
tracks all over the place.
Ibisu was it was damaged by an earthquake, right? Recently.
Yeah,
So I
yeah. Even
think
an earthquake that was open a mudslide.
is there plans to fix it? They don't know or
Yeah, actually, I saw the other day that they had it open back up. They had at least people out there drifting. I don't know if they fully
a
repaired.
portion of it or
What is it?
something.
Was it Nishi? I believe that was damaged or had the mudslide go on it. And the area that had the actual mudslide area that got damaged by the concrete got damaged was like the parking area. And I think it wasn't school course, but it had another name. I think they called it like cart track or something. I'd have to check a map. I don't know.
Okay. All
It's
right. Yeah,
basically
yeah.
a big old park.
I'll do some more research and maybe talk about that in a couple of weeks. And just I think it's just cool. But yeah. So I guess we're at the final four, right? Let's go back to DISL. Let's go back to last weekend. I'm here with Ray McDivitt for you guys if you just tuned in. Bobby's crew member won Drift Indies Street League Volume 3 last weekend at Killcare. So let's break this one down. I'm actually this was a fun one to watch. So what can you tell me about your? I see you looking at him right there. Is it like, yo motherfucker, I'm taking you down, or is it more like, yo, let's shred? What's going on here? Break this down for me.
We gotta look at each other and be like, "This is gonna be sick, dude."
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here.
Put your hands together.
Yeah. And so both of these are 1J cars, both stock 1J cars. I have a CDO1. He has an R154, I believe. And then I got 353 rear end, and he's got a 410 rear end. So a little bit different with the gearing, but very, very similar cars. It's nice. I like the halo vibes, the red versus blue going on.
There we go. I know a lot of good pictures came out of this.
Yeah. So I almost felt like he wasn't ready, but he was ready because as soon as I came down, he's right there in my shit, stays there. We got a couple. I think we got like 3 or 4 laps in practice, so that really helped. And then it was starting to dry up a lot here too.
Okay,
So
so
we had a little bit of
grip.
could make corrections when needed and actually be able to close a gap as necessary. So he sticks to me like the magnet. that little over. If he would have transitioned a little bit earlier there, he would have been right back in, right in the same exact spot. But minor mistake, still held it together and kept it super close.
He was so
And
he was so excited, man. Colton has always has a great great attitude, man. And he was just so excited. He's like, "Yo, that was nuts," you know. So I know he was pretty hyped to be in this Final Four battle.
Yeah, he was really excited after the run too. It was awesome, and actually, I thought this was, man, like, what a humble guy. Like, it means a lot to me. This has happened a couple of times, and it's like I'm really appreciating all of the, like, the kind words from people. But he looked at me and he was like, "You're gonna win this, man," and that
Awesome.
was like, that was crazy. It was when somebody who has, I've seen him drive for a while now. He drives hard. He looks good. Like, and he's a nice guy. Like, it's just, everything's good. When somebody says something like that, it's just awesome. And he proceeds to lay down just the best lead run, that I could ask for. And like I said, I'm going to mention it over and over again. Everyone was absolutely laying down killer leads. This was no exception. And with it being in the dry, two 1Js going off, it was, oh man. And actually, right there at the end there, you'll see my door as it comes around. It's dented in because I touched him a little bit, but just very, very, very small touch.
Nothing
Very
major.
excited.
So nothing major here, and this does not go one more time to my knowledge.
Correct.
We don't go one more time here, and you do move on to the final battle, and then the funny story here about the final battle, right? So Colton battles Brian Peter. He does his thing, and they do their thing here, and we kind of go to the final. I did not mean to talk about penetration. I do apologize for that. So we've banned the word proximity, and it's penetration to the world. So they figure out the winners. So right here, we hear something overhead. It's like Alec didn't even know he was in the final. He thought was just.
Alec looked over me and he was like,
Is this the
"Hey,
final?
like, oh man, dude, this is gonna be sweet." And it's like, "Yeah, this final is gonna be sick." And he's like, "Wait, we're in the finals together?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "No way!"
You gotta laugh, Alec. You gotta love
battle
Alec.
for first and second.
You gotta love him, man.
Yeah. And Alec, let me tell you what. Right, what is this? His third time driving the car. Like, just what? And he was keeping it consistent all day, doing the same thing over and over again, and just putting down a great line, putting down a great follow. I know we've driven a bit in Assetto, so. And I seemed like he was watching me, so he was able to, like, I know where he's gonna go out there, but he'll be right there, and he's ready and waiting.
Absolutely.
Cool looking car, nice and low, big wheels, pretty. Honestly, definitely the coolest vert that I've seen. And it's
Yeah,
so
I
simple.
agree. I agree.
So simple.
It's so simple. I do agree. I do like it. Like, you normally look at verts and you're like, what is this? But he made it so nice and low that, he's bummed out. He wants to have the top down. I know he's going to get like the roll bar thing kind of situated where, get his seat down a little bit lower for it not to be a problem. But so that run kind of happens. He is a little bit heavier and a little bit less power, I would say, right?
He's actually, it should maybe so definitely less power. So the VQ35D has like 287 crank. The JZ has the 1J, I don't know, I'm guessing like 280 wheel, so maybe like 310, 320 at most crank. And cars are not too much different because I got a roll cage and a JZ, which is a couple 100 pounds of weight right there. But he is a vert, so that's also, I think, like 150 pounds.
Oh, is that that's it? Okay. So great follow, by the way.
His car was, you would think that it's this low, it would be, it's going to be slow. No, his car was grippy and fast.
Okay.
He had I mean, I don't know what exactly the setup was, but he had it set up well to where that thing was moving. Because, like, even on that condition, it didn't want to keep sliding and rotating. He caught it no problem.
Did you touch him there? Was that a touch there or no? Hold on, let's go back. Hold on, give me a second here. I guess this is. I messed that one up. Hold on, I want to go back. I didn't know if you touched him there or whatnot. Well, whatever. So okay. So let me go back to right here. So the event's over. We make the announcement. Did you know, like, again, did you know you won the event, or did they tell you right away, or no? Oh, I think I've lost him. All right. I think I lost him here for a second. Hello, Ray? All right. I think I lost Ray, guys. Where is Ray? Where are you, Ray? Where are you, buddy? The internet broke. The internet has broken. The internet broke. Ray. All right, I lost him. He'll be back in a second. But yeah, guys, that's Ray McDivitt. Really awesome to kind of hear him kind of break down. So I'll show this.
Love to see it. In second place, all the way from like 15 minutes away, Alec Moreland.
Ray.
Yep. Hey.
We got you back. We got you back. So no, I was just kind of showing. I was kind of showing the announcement there. I'll kind of break that down. But so, did you know you had won? Did Grid tell you won the event?
No. T Diddy did it nice. He was just like, it's a decision.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna find out.
Awesome. That's good. That's good to know. You get out the podium, and I remember seeing your face, right? I actually didn't pull up the picture or whatnot. If you go to the Instagram, go to the Facebook, we've shared a picture. But when you hear your name get announced, how did that feel? What was that feeling like?
It's so exciting. It feels like winning a race. You know, it's one of those things where you know how much work you put in and how much fun it was, and you know how everyone else did, and you're just kind of like, it doesn't even matter really how you did, because it's just so much fun. And then you throw on that little cherry on top at the end of like, oh yeah, you know, you won. And that's just, I don't know, man. It's like a hard, I don't know how to describe that excitement. It's different. It's like, it's one of those things where you're just like, you know, you're floating at that point a little bit. So it was really, really cool. Really good feeling. Super excited. I mean, like, sitting up there, you know, we got the champagne going. Oh man, it was the big check. I love the big checks. Got one on the wall back there.
Did you? Oh, let me see. Oh, wow, look at those big checks. So that was Coilover Depot. You know, giving out those BC Racing coilovers. So yeah, it's good to have a NAW player. You know, he works over there with them and kind of bringing them on board, and very cool to kind of see local companies get more involved with what we're doing. So yeah, thank you very much, Coilover Depot. Guys, go to coiloverdepot.com. You know, if you're looking for parts, I know that they have all kinds of suspension components and just stuff for you to go to the track with. But yeah, man, that's awesome. That's good to hear. You know, I wanted to give you congratulations, man. You know, it's one of those things. I wanted to have you on today just because, yeah, I mean, you won the event, but like also with that, you've been a good ambassador, I think, just to the motorsport of drifting here in the Midwest, along with your entire team and crew. Always love to see the excitement that you, the Steel Bros, when they do come out, Josh, Scherzer, that you guys put on. You guys put on a hell of a show. We have definitely noticed, and I think that hard work is really paying off. You know, whatever that means. I know that drifting isn't, you know, the NFL, or it isn't, you know, Formula One or anything like that. But I think that, like you said, like those, hey, dude, that hell of a job, or I think that encouragement, but along with, you know, just those high fives, dude, and like, yo, bro, let's put on a good show. I think that goes a long way in our motorsport, man. And I just wanted to give you a big thank you for that. But, you know, just kind of, you know, we got like 10 more minutes here. Let's get to know Ray just a little bit more. Ray, so I'm still wondering, and I don't know if this is just a big joke, but who the fuck is Bobby?
He's the man.
Bobby's the man. Okay, Bobby's the man. So how did the Bobby's Crew thing kind of come to? How did that happen?
So I think basically the way it started was there was kind of like just a group of guys in Michigan that were driving together consistently. driving well together, and really wanted to kind of make it in like, hey, let's make a team. Let's start driving more together. Let's make this into let's get better together. Really, somewhere we can coordinate to, hey, we're going to this event. We're all going to that event, and grow and get better. And it's been for a few years now. I think was it established in 2016. I think it was before. I wasn't there at the beginning. This was one of those things where I was driving with the guys, and they ended up being like, "Hey, man, you want to join?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's do this. This is gonna be sweet."
Okay. Cool.
And since then, it started out. We've kind of like refined more of what we're going for. We're really started coordinating a lot more, targeting these going to these bigger team events to really kind of just do the team thing. Like the team thing's always really cool. You look at like somebody like Animal Styles are just really awesome watching the things that they do. Front Street, they all got like cool looking cars, all out there shredding together.
Absolutely.
Like everybody, like there's so many good teams that and when you see them come together, they make something that's like special, unique, and beautiful. Really,
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, hence the entire thing that we're doing, right? Street League. I mean, it's the style thing. We're having fun every event. No one's stressed out or anything. Like, I mean, maybe a little bit stressed, but like not like to the point where you're so pissed off you're loading your car up and throwing tires at shit and just like like drifting's not supposed to be that. And yeah, I'm feeling your vibe. I'm feeling your vibe for sure, dude.
Yeah, and where you're like, man, like if there's a mechanical issue or something like that, like you want to run it one more time because it's like, okay, that wasn't a fair win or a lose, let's do that again because, or if somebody makes a stupid mistake that happens or whatever, like there's so many dumb things that can happen, and knowing that it's like, no, like let's do this again, let's go out there and keep running, rather than trying to say, oh, haha, I won or anything like that. It doesn't, none of it really matters. And the one thing that's really nice about the competition part of it is it's forcing everybody to kind of push it, like crank it up to 11, and then also drive with people that they wouldn't normally drive with. And I think that as a result of this, you'll see more and more events, more people driving together, more tandems, more exciting runs, more people pushing each other, and ultimately you're going to kind of pull everyone together, and everyone's going to get better together. So you'll have just an insane pool of drivers, after a relatively short amount of time. Whereas maybe if there isn't that push, it can take twice as long, 3 times as long, 5 times as long. It may never happen otherwise. So it's nice having that reason to push ourselves and then drive together with people that we don't normally drive with, like, and start coordinating with them, start really expanding the sport, expanding each other's abilities and everything like that.
Absolutely, dude. No. I echo everything that you're saying, and I'm very excited to see, just in general, if more event coordinators are going to jump on this fun train that we're having. I know we're definitely having fun with the staff, and even putting on the stream, it's a lot of work, but I had a call with the guys on Wednesday, kind of breaking it down, and it's pushing us to get better as well, to put on a better show for the people and put on a better show with the drivers, and it's just, it takes a lot of things and a lot of people to kind of put that thing together. So I think that's the challenge for us, is just making sure that it's fun, that we're putting something good out there for everybody to want to be a part of, and hopefully we could actually, kind of get back on the road in 2022 and look at some different venues, right? So very excited for that. But, we're running out of time here. I wanted to definitely thank you for joining me this evening, Ray. Any shout outs or anything you'd like to kind of give out to the folks here on the internets?
This has been great. And to kind of, you guys are putting on a great event. I'm loving the stream. It really just, it's so cool watching your friends go out there and play together, basically. So you guys are doing a good thing, really, really helping. I think it's going to really help progress the sport in the Midwest just that much more, push people to drive harder, cooler cars, and just drive together more, rather than one of the things that's, I want to see more people driving together. I love seeing. Absolutely. The point of drifting is tandeming. If you're not out there tandeming, so everyone who's out there thinking about tandeming, considering tandeming, just start doing it, because the sooner you start doing it, the more fun you're going to have, and the more you're going to push yourself, the more you're going to find the people that you really enjoy driving with, the more that you're going to find that kind of harmony out on track. it's amazing. And so shout outs. I definitely like the friend. I kind of made an Instagram post about this. Friends, family, the spectators, the event staff, the other drivers, like everybody, loving all of the positive energy and just all of like the words of encouragement and just the excitement. It's special. Like it feels special, and I appreciate that. I love it, and I want to see everyone kind of like let's all build off of it. Let's get some more excitement. Let's get
Hell
everybody
yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. No,
as
absolutely.
energy, have as much fun as we can.
Absolutely, dude. Well, Ray, thank you so much for joining tonight, man. The wise words of Ray McDivitt, everyone. Make sure you guys follow him on the Instagram and follow Bobby's crew and their shenanigans this season. I'm very excited to see what these guys are going to be up to as a team. And then, hey, dude, I can't wait to see you. Hopefully, we will catch you at the next volume. Actually, we'll see you at the next volume here in June. But until next time, I'll let you kind of do your thing, Ray. I'm going to go ahead and kind of have a little final words here with our folks that are watching us on Twitch. Thank you very much for joining us. But we'll see you on the flip side there. All right, Ray?
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me, Edgar.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
This was a really
Hell yeah, man. We'll see you next time, brother.
all right. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah. So, guys, there you have it. You have it. That was Ray. Ray the Animal McDivitt. I always like to have those guys on to kind of just share their experience at, whether it's a Drift Indy Street League event or a Drift Indy event or just any event in general, man. You heard him yourself. It's all about having fun. Give thanks, to family, to your friends. Always, support those ones that are supporting you. If your buddy owns a shop, dude, like, throw him some business. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of going through some times, in 2020, 2021, whatever, all the BS that's going on in the world. Drifting is our escape route. But I always want to, give shout out to the folks that I've been working with for years. Of course, Juku Racing sent me some swag here to kind of share with myself. But always like to go over and check out our driver support, BC Racing Coilovers, ISR Performance, Kenda Tires, Linky CU, and Stage Wheels. Billy, love you. He always tells me that I don't give him a shout out, but I love Billy. Everybody loves Billy. Everyone's running Stage Wheels. But yeah, if you're on here, dude, go apply. We are taking applications for Volume 4, so you need to go here. That's going to be our next Street League event if you want to be part of the main action. If not, you'll be able to enjoy the Drift Indy Lights, which is open to anybody to kind of join in on that portion of competition, and there's some awards up for grabs there. Check out our rule books and, of course, our entire season. Watch the last episode on our website or our YouTube channel. But, of course, always like to kind of give a little love here to the guys that kind of help us out in JukuRacing.com. Give these guys a call. They got all kinds of parts, all kinds of goodies, all kinds of everything, So, with that said, I am going to kind of sign off here, kind of leave you guys with, some jams, some final jams here. And it's one of those things that I keep thinking about, and it's summer, and I want you guys to have a great evening. I'll see you at the next Drift Indy event. If you're there, give us a shout out, give us a like, subscribe to all of these social media things. We're going to give you more. We're going to try to do a little bit more. But until next time, guys, I love you. I'm Edgar with Drift Indy, signing out. Good night. Have a great weekend.